responding to each of them and whether something different can be done. My first guest is a security journalist with Humangle, Abdullahi Mutala. Welcome back to Hard Facts.
Thank you very much for having me.
My second guest is a security analyst for SBM Intelligence. They are also the source of today's big hard fact, Confidence Makhari. Welcome to Hard Facts.
Thank you for having me, Sandra.
Lagos, we want to hear from you as well. What do you think is behind this degeneration of security? What do you think can be done to tackle it? Now, let's start in Kaduna State. We have the ongoing hostage situation with the Greenfield student. Voice of America is reporting that the abductors say they'll kill more students by tomorrow if the state government insists on not paying a ransom. Now, we know Governor El Rufai's position. If he pays ransom, criminals will use it to get more weapons, become even harder to stop next time. Also, the president could embolden other criminals to do the same thing. So the state government is caught between a rock and a hard place here. Abdullahi, is there a solution where they can get these young people home safe without undermining the security situation going forward?
Well, as you stated, it's quite a very complicated situation. As they only usually stated that preventing crime is much more easier and cheaper than actually responding to it. In this situation, their lives of Nigerians are at stake. Lives of Nigerians that the Nigerian state failed to protect in the first place. It was no fault of theirs. They actually went to the situation and the system could not protect them. And it's only an obligation of the Nigerian state to ensure that whatever measures that they can put in place to protect kids and bring them back to their parents is initiated and implemented. And after that, the state can also take measures to ensure that the perpetrators are brought to book to serve as deterrents to others and to also prevent the recurrence of such situations.
I'm curious to hear your thoughts, even though you have talked a bit about it when we were here last week. But Confidence, is there a way that we can get these young people home safe without undermining the security situation going forward?
Well, the first issue that got us here, I think, if I'm right, I mentioned it last week on the same program, is the failure of intelligence. I also mentioned that you cannot go ahead to enforce a rescue mission without having all the facts you need on the ground, and so of course there are challenges we have within our intelligence gathering system in the country, and of course there have been government efforts to plug some of them. One of them being the linking of the national identification number with people's SIM cards, and so. It's a problem. Yeah, really. In a country that is beset with a lot of internal security challenges, one of its core mandates should be a focus on its intelligence services. Well, quite sadly, our intelligence services have not been up and doing, especially on issues that affect the state. And so, if you ask me, if a proper rescue mission can be effected without endangering the lives of the hostage, I cannot categorically answer that question from where I am now. But all I can say is that if you really want to carry out a rescue mission, I mean, you need all the supports you can get, not just from within, but from outside too. And much more importantly, the situation of the place you carry out the rescue mission, in the aftermath of the rescue mission, how far? Because there are so many other occasions whereby state security services effect a rescue mission for a kidnapped person, and then the kidnappers regroup and still use that particular place where they held the hostage to hold more hostages. And so many people attribute this problem to ungoverned spaces, but the fact remains that these particular spaces are being governed, but not governed by your regular state actor, but by non-state actors. And so the thing now here is, After you effect the rescue, what comes next? That's the key. That's the thing we keep missing. What comes next after effecting a rescue mission?
Now, even though El Rufai is called the chief security officer, Abdullahi of Kaduna State, he actually doesn't control the police or any other security agency there. Abdullahi, what role can a governor play in reality in a hostage situation like this?
Well, I think our understanding of security needs to change in Nigeria for us to understand properly what role governments can play. Yes, there's actually a need for us to decentralize our security architecture, especially the domestic apparatus. Intelligence services should not be underneath the presidency. I think we still have remnants of the military era in place, and this is why the service chiefs need to get orders from the president before any move is made. The police need an order from Abuja before any move is made. So one of the most important structural changes that we need is not state police, but actually decentralization of the command structure of our domestic security system. From the police to the intelligence services and other aspects of, because what we call police is not just the police itself, it involves supporting services, the paramilitary, the NCDC, the intelligence services, and co. And so we really need to decentralize the structure so that state governors can work hand in hand with state security chiefs, with design security policy and design security response. And however, there will be a threshold for incidents that require approval from Abuja. It makes no sense that a particular state will require orders from the headed in Abuja before they make a move. The tactical unit at the state level should be able to conduct certain kind of operation within its threshold, either an international operation, rescue operation, without necessarily the IT, because always every time here the IT has ordered me, the presidency has ordered that. No, even in situations where they can be handled at the state level. So the president, I think that should be one of the elections. Decentralized power, share some of the power that it has. That way, in fact, local authorities can be held responsible for their failure. Because one of the biggest problems we have in security in Nigeria is that no one is held account when people are kidnapped, when people are killed. So when you spread that responsibility that you have, delegate it to others, when they fail, they can be held responsible for their actions. Secondly, state governments really need to see that rifles, firearms is not the path to security actually. There are instances where interventions in education, social services can help prevent a crime from happening, can help prevent conflict and insecurity from happening. And so also in terms of the lack of local government authority in a lot of parts of Nigeria is also part of the big issues that are driving on government space. And so there are lots of non-kinetic approaches that can be used by state governments that are cheaper, that are not too much expensive than going for control of a security apparatus that depend on their firearms. So really we must change the way we do security, ensuring that we make the necessary social and economic investment to contain security crises and prevent security crises, and that we decentralize our domestic security apparatus in Nigeria.
Confidence?
Yeah, Motala has said virtually everything there is to say. Yes, we can go ahead to call governors, chief security officers to the state without granting them powers to actually secure these areas. They are only chief security officers on paper. I mean, if you listen to a governor like Samuel Otom from Benue, for instance, you could feel the helplessness in his voice. If you listen to Governor Sani Bello of Niger State, the helplessness is there for everybody to see. And these are states that are creaking under the yoke of over-centralization of the defense and security apparatus, and without much help. And it's actually one of the things that impinge on our efficiency in responding to security crises across the country. And I have said, I've advocated in various fora that one of the key ways to get security up and running is through the decentralization of police. But a key thing to also note is the reform of the security architecture, which a lot of people in these circles have been advocating. And so when the president set up the Small Arms Control Center, as you mentioned during the headline news, the person who was put in charge of the center said this was part of the process of rejigging the security architecture. What the presidency did was that they put the center under the direct control of the Office of the National Security Advisor. And aside that, we still have the Cybersecurity Command under the same Office of the National Security Advisor. And yes, you could argue for one that this is a security issue that affects that particular office, but it's still the problem that Murtala just buttressed. I mean, we keep having the National Security Advisor basically answers to the president.
Right.
And so small arms and light weapons is a malice, it's a menace that affects every Nigerian today, whether in Aso Rock or on the street in Abakaliki, everywhere. And so when you centralize that kind of an important commission, I am not saying that creating a center to tackle the influx of small arms and light weapons is the way to go. But I am saying that if you actually create a center like that, why do you have to centralize it to the point that the only people who the person can answer to is the NSA, that's Babagana Monguno, and the president? And so what basically we are saying is that we keep creating solutions that do not entirely address the problem, and at the end we just keep going round in circles, hoping to see that our actions and the solutions actually bring us respite. But largely it does not.
Lagos, if you just tuned in, you're listening to Hard Facts on 99.3 Nigeria Info. You just heard the voice of Confidence McHarry, a security analyst from SBM Intelligence. And I also have on the show with me a security journalist with Humangle, Abdullahi Murtala. We're discussing Nigeria's security situation. Is it getting worse? Is it getting worse? We've started with Kaduna, but let's move next door to Katsina. It's 15 minutes past 5, by the way, and I'll soon give you a chance to call into the show and share your thoughts. Next door in Katsina, Abdullahi, we had the Katsina Emirate Council suspending the district head in Kankara for allegedly having ties to terrorists. This is not the first time we've seen this. Early last month, the Zamfara government suspended the district head in Badarawa, Shinkafi, for giving a title to an army officer who sold weapons to Boko Haram. How big is the problem of collaboration among traditional rulers and military personnel? How can it be tackled effectively, Abdullahi?
Well, one thing that we really need to highlight or put a spotlight on is not necessarily when someone is...
So your voice is sounding very far away. Are you using an earpiece?
Hello? Can you...
Yes, but now it's breaking up. Your voice is breaking up.
Oh, sorry, it's raining over here.
Oh. But go ahead.
Right, so what I would say is that because these armed groups have control.
No. Your voice is breaking up. Go back to what you were doing before. I think that's better. That's more manageable. Right now we can hear you clearly, but it's breaking up.
Okay, it's raining over here.
Oh, I see.
The network.
I see.
So what I'm saying is that a lot of these areas are in governed spaces, and we have these armed groups who have huge influence over these areas, and this has really led to activation of collaboration from local leaders that are in this environment. A lot of times, these local leaders are the only presence in these communities, and they are caught in a very dangerous situation where also their lives are in danger. And so it really is part of the problem here is the fact that it is not present there. And this is something that is really addressed. And then it's suspension if someone is trying to really be a collaborator, then it's through the court process that we will actually establish that this person gets evidence that points to this person's involvement with the violence. However, it's really a known fact that there are a lot of people at different strata of the society are collaborating with the armed groups because it's really an industry itself, providing a lot of illegal jobs for people and an economy that is sustaining themselves. And because of the unemployment, the hunger, the socio-economic situation in Nigeria, there are a lot of people who are vulnerable, who are willing, and who will find it much more convenient to affiliate themselves with this armed group. And really, at the heart of everything, us to really change our approach, and also our understanding to security. If we're making an investment, whether it's on roads, whether in education, we need to infuse the security angle to it and see what the benefit. And more recently, we've been having discussions about the governors trying to buy drones, and the question is, what are you buying them for? Not only state, but what exactly are you trying to apply it for? How many state governors are making their policies based on data? You have a certain level of data that says this is the kind of crimes that you have. How many crimes, the kind of crimes that you have, and these are the areas where this crimes are occurring. And make investment towards addressing that issue. Our prisons, our criminal justice system needs to be formed. Our prisons to be really in a place where people actually have some kind of restorative justice and also know that they are being punished for their actions, and it does not come into a hideout for where people then become much more extreme in terms of the crime they're committing. So it needs to be a lot of reforms in terms of our security in this country. State government really needs to be focused. They really need to be focused and ensuring that people see the dividends of governance. It really starts the trajectory that we've seen across the country. I give one really a lot of concern.
Confidence?
Yeah, to add to what he has said so far, one of the key reasons why we are not making progress in the fight against insecurity and violence in the country is that we've not been serious and honest with ourselves on the kind of approach and strategy we want to use. And you simply cannot make any headway if you're not honest with yourself. We've seen this in the issue of terror financing. I'll keep referring to the issue in the UAE, where about 6 Nigerians were jailed in the UAE last year for various crimes related to terror financing between 2011 and 2015. And among the 6 Nigerians who were jailed, one of them was a government official. To date, we do not know his name. And the person who, the Hamisu Balawadume case, where soldiers had to go and rescue him in quotes from police when he was being arrested by the IGP intelligence team. We for months on end, we did not know the name of the soldier who particularly led his men to go and effect that rescue. And we are seeing the same thing right now in Kankara, where sometimes the government tells us that they've actually stopped some gun runners between the government or in the private sector or private citizens who are funding these terror campaigns. And in some other times, they get to tell us their names, but in the Kankara case, we are hearing that they've been suspended. There's no prosecution, there's no follow-up investigation after suspension, and these people are allowed to go back to their normal lives. And so the point I am trying to make is that if we are serious about fighting this problem head on, we are going to make an example of wrongdoers. It is not enough to come to the news and announce that you've actually busted some people for terror financing, which of course the news made their last 2 weeks. Where are their names? Where are the faces? How has the investigation followed? What is the EFCC doing about this? Is the punishment enough to deter would-be terror financiers? These are questions we need to ask ourselves. So we cannot just have a case where the Zamfara governor is suspending an MIR for awarding the chieftaincy title to an alleged gun runner, or suspension of another person, a district head. This is happen all the time. The question I'm asking is, where are their faces? What are their names? Where is the prosecution? What is the follow-up? What is the result? So until we begin to ask these hard questions and do the hard job, nothing will change.
Lagos, let's talk, shall we? 0700-993-993-993. Share your thoughts with me about what you think is behind the degeneration of security. What do you think can be done to tackle it? What should Governor El Rufai do? How can collaborators be effectively rooted out of traditional institutions and the military? We've got a number for our female callers: 01465 7190. 01465 7190. The number for men is 0700 993 993 993. You can also share your thoughts via WhatsApp. WhatsApp is 080 959 75805. And yes, of course, there is Twitter at Nigeria Info FM, and we're streaming live on Facebook and YouTube, Nigeria Info FM. Moving east to Borno, we got reports of Boko Haram attacking yet another military base, this time in Ajiri village, Mafa local government area. This is just a few days after the attack on the base in Mainok. Is this an indication that Boko Haram believes it has the equipment and numbers to face the military head on, Abdullahi?
Is that for me or for
For Abdullahi.
Okay.
Yes, I can hear you. The issue with that we're seeing in the Northwest over a decade, and we are still doing the same thing over and over. Millions of dollars have been invested, and people are still getting killed. The roads are still insecure. Communities are still getting right. It just shows the fact that a lot of a chunk of our police have not been done correctly, and there's a need to really go back to the drawing board and see what needs to change, particularly in terms of the capacity, ability for security forces. That needs to be enhanced. Better training, better bases, better patrols, and better collaboration with communities in terms of intelligence gathering, and much more proactive thought, and also expanding of our community, because what we see in the Northeast is that you have a lot of garrison towns and a lot of communities outside of that have little or no state presence. If we really need to deny adversaries in these regions and then terror groups freedom of movement, and there's a need for the Nigerian state to expand its presence beyond the garrison towns in Mexico, and Co. There needs to be a presence of the state and villages. That way, the state is able to see what's happening, is able to monitor, and is able to respond faster. And the people are able to feel that they belong, and they don't have to go and stay in IDP camps before MP. So there's a lot that really needs to change, and we hope that we see that. More recently, the Army headquarters have shown that there is willingness to adopt a more joint operational environment where the various services work with towards achieving the mandate they have. These policies will not just end in words, and there will be requested investment to improve this energy, to improve the capacity of the people forces both on ground, and that issues around welfare of soldiers, occupation, medical support affect the morale of the troops, that we really see how we can improve that. There's been concern about this. We also need to see how we can improve the manpower that is allocated to this region. How do we reduce the number of people forces that are attached with VIPs so that they can carry out other roles? How do we improve the police? Because the army is doing a lot of the work of...
Let's leave it at that. We'll take a break and be right back.
How are you?
I'm tired, Shadi. My bank is bashing my head with charges.
Have I not shown you how to break free from overhead banking?
Is it that kudo something?
Kuda, Ali. It's Kuda.
That one, kuda. Are they even safe?
Hey, wait till I start. They don't charge me account or card maintenance fees.
My bank has even charged for a debit card I don't have.
My Kuda card was free and delivered to my house free. I have never paid a naira for owning this card.
What about transfers?
Kuda will give you 25 free transfers to other banks every single month for the rest of your life.
You're right, Sha. Shadi. Is your hotspot on?
Better use your own data.
Shadi. Kuda Microfinance Bank gives you an account with free transfers, a free card, and zero ridiculous fees. Break free now. Get Kuda on Google Play or the App Store now and open a full bank account in a few minutes. Kuda, the bank of the free.
Hello? Eddie, my friend.
Yeah?
May is going to be amazing with DSTV. There are 155 matches from the Premier League,
What?
La Liga, Serie A, Champions League, and FA Cup.
Whoa.
That's two of the biggest cup finals and three of the best leagues in the world, reaching the pinnacle of the season.
Whoa, that is amazing.
It is amazing, Eddie. And the only place in the world where you can watch all of this amazing football in May is on DSTV.
Be amazed by the world's best football when you get connected to DSTV.
When you need me, you can FaceTime me on the go. Baby, I got you.
In 300 meters, turn right.
You know you can call me on the phone. Baby, I got you.
In 40 meters, make a left turn.
Oh, baby. You can hit me overseas, my dear.
You have arrived at the Glow World Smartphone Festival. Congratulations!
Welcome to Glow World, the one place everyone is going to enjoy the best deals with the Glow Smartphone Festival data plans. Get up to 12 gigabytes for 6 months on all smartphone purchases. Also get amazing gifts like headsets, Bluetooth speakers, backpacks, and so much more on select smartphones. Offer valid till the 30th of April 2021. T&Cs apply.
Glow Unlimited.
Oh boy, check this new La Casera packaging now. Paulo say the freshness don't fresh. Me say na lie. The refreshment don't fresh. Now the matter with the set to so.
Bring and make us.
Wait, why now?
Hey, same ultra apple taste. Fresh new label. The refreshment don't fresh. Enjoy the fresh vibes of La Casera with new colorful, exciting look. But the bamba apple taste no change. La Casera, I love this drink.
Say you wanna feel that boost? Allow me to introduce Amber Energy drink. No more shutting down, we're going up. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Oh yeah, get ready, stimulate your energy. Amber is the remedy. Go around, tell somebody. Say, what are you waiting for? Yeah, now you can do more because Amber Energy drink there for you. Amber Energy drink there for you. No need to go too far. You can find it where you are because Amber Energy drink there for you. Amber Energy drink there for you. Amber there for you. Amber there for you.
Amber Energy Drink. Stimulate the energy in you.
Charles!
Yes, mommy?
Go and bring 2 sachets of hypo bleach for me.
Why 2?
Because I'm using one to soak the whites and using one to kill all the germs.
But I can't see any germs here.
They are so tiny you can't see them. But they are there. And that is why I trust only hypo bleach to kill them all.
Make your white fabrics whiter and your household free of illness.